This is Dryad of the Forest Guard. The subset that he's a part of, the Forest Guard subset, is one that relies heavily on runes to generate these things called forest counters, which they then use to activate their effects. Now, Dryad's job was supposed to be to help the player get runes back after they use them, since they're a finite resource and they go to the graveyard after they're used. He could get you any rune you use that turn once the turn was over. No one played him though for two reasons. One was that he was too specific. His effect would only be activatable at the end of the turn, and if your opponent destroyed him before then he was useless. But that was because reason 2, he could only return runes that were used that turn. On top of all that, the Forest Guard subset has a lot of moving parts because they need to generate their counters, and as a result, he wasn't really good enough to be played in the opening hand over other cards, but by the time you draw him randomly from the resource deck, he may not have any runes left over. I made it so that he could activate his effect anytime to recover a Forest Guard rune specifically from the graveyard that was used at any point in the game, not just that turn. This made the effect snappier, and it meant that he could be drawn in the late game and still be useful.